Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube channel. Today's video is very exciting. It's another really nice, fresh, minimal, everyday makeup look for over 30 years old, which is predominantly what this channel is all about, and it's about making your skin look the healthiest it can possibly be. I use products every day that make my everyday life easier, and those things are like lash serum, for example. My lashes, I've got nothing on and they're just really full and thick right now and very long. I use a face tanning serum as well as obviously SPF, but I do go in the sun and get a bit of a natural tan. But just for reference, by the way, because I don't know if I talk about this very often, the face tanning drops I do use every couple of days are the ones from Tanlux. They're the dark illuminating face tanning drops. A little brush, I just brush them on and I leave them on overnight. In the morning, my skin just looks a lot healthier and glowy. Now, I've already done skincare prep this morning. We're kind of midday at the moment, and I thought now's a really great chance to talk through some of the products I've recently mentioned in my podcast episode. And I'll give you like a little diagram as to how they work, just so you can understand that. I'm going to talk a little bit about hyaluronic acid because this serum slash moisturizer from Thayers has 80 hours worth of hydration, which is the highest level of hydration in a product I've ever seen personally. And I really contribute these Thayers products to my skin health alongside the other skincare products I use, which I'll leave down below. So we'll talk about the hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is almost like a sponge ingredient. So if you imagine a sponge and it absorbs and attracts water, and it uses this to fuel the expansion of the acid, which therefore plumps the skin, and over time the more hydration that's applied to the hyaluronic acid, it will absorb and keep increasing the hydration in the skin. So a really great way of looking at it is if you have just got out the shower, if you just wash your face and you leave it a little bit damp, you then put a serum on with hyaluronic acid, and then the serums you put on top will all work in combination to swell the hyaluronic acid like a swelling sponge and soak deep into the skin, give your skin surface this really plump, juicy, hydrated look. Throughout the day, if you're in humid areas, it will use that water to also activate on the skin. If you're in dry areas, it will take hydration from your skin. So what I would suggest is if you are in a dry climate, throughout the day, if it's warm, just misting your face with a bit of light water or a hydration mist a couple of times a day. It will just help to reactivate that hyaluronic acid within the skin. It's a really great tip. It's a way to keep your skin refreshed and plump throughout the day, not just when you first apply it. And if you're in a humid area, you can still mist on the skin, but it will probably work in your favor a little bit too. I've already applied the Thayers, so there's plenty of that on the skin. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of my moisturizer. This is the Hydrate Recharging Water Cream. This is my favorite moisturizer. It's truly, truly beautiful. I take a little pump and I put this on my skin. Now, the reason I'm talking in depth about skincare before makeup, even this is a makeup video, it's because it is the most important part of every routine. So I don't want to miss this step. I don't want you guys to think that it's okay to miss this step, because otherwise your makeup is not going to look great. So I'll leave all of these in the description down below if you want links to anything, but these are what personally is working the best for me so far. Now I'm going to go in with my first makeup product. When you have mature skin or maturer skin, you do want to add hydration and glow, but you also want to kind of avoid accentuating any dehydration fine lines in the skin. So it's finding those glowy products that aren't chunky but have the right amount of pearlescence, or alternatively the skincare hydration benefits to give you that radiance and glow. A really good affordable product is this one by L'Oreal. It's the Lumi Glotion. They have different shades in this. This one's the medium glow. Personally, I think this is nice just to add a little bit of warmth to the skin, and there's plenty of other products that I talk about as well that do a very similar thing. One thing to be quite mindful of with this is that it can cause people to break out if you have incredibly sensitive skin. It has done that to me in the past before. I think they've changed the formula now, so I'm going to go in again. But you can see, right, looking at my skin here, it's not added coverage, but can you see how it's added that really soft pearlescence that has almost made my skin look baby soft and smooth? And one thing I really like about this is that it soaks in almost touch dry on the skin. So like you can't feel it, it's not greasy. If I do it on my forehead again, like my forehead's fine, but if I apply this to my forehead, it almost acts as like a airbrushing, smoothing, plumping element. Like my skin just looks like my skin, but like better, if that makes sense. So it's one of those really great affordable products that I very rarely talk about because there's not many of the ones that I rate on the market. This one it's wonderful. I could leave this, do nothing else on my skin all day, which is usually my preference, to be honest, and feel glowy and put together. Now, if you've watched my previous videos on my decluttering makeup videos, which you can go ahead and check out, there's 2 parts to that. It talks about all the products that I've got in my collection and any products I was decluttering and why. My 2 current favorites are these 2 and Merit foundation tint, skin tint, SPF. All these products are very similar in consistency, very lightweight, very natural looking, have a really beautiful amount of skincare in them, but also these 2 have great SPF benefits. This one has like no SPF, I don't think, so a great topper to your SPF. And it's worth me just sharing the 3 because they are the like 3 key ones. Today, I think I'm going to go in again with Merit just to show you how this looks on the skin because I'm really enjoying it. And I use this as an SPF and a tint. So I have SPF on underneath my base, but can you see how beautiful this layers on top of product? How gorgeous the skin looks right now. It makes my skin look porcelain, like so smooth and youthful. And bearing in mind, I'm 32 and a half. I like to add that half in there because it's relevant. My skin probably looks better than it did when I was 22. And it's really just about learning skincare and what works for my skin and finding products that are very natural, very lightweight, radiant, but not like glittery and chunky. This is beautiful. It's really nice. And it does actually set down on the skin. It takes a little while to. I did that test on a separate video if you want to check that out, but it does set down and it's not super tacky. So it lasts throughout the heat, which I love. And you don't need a lot of it. You can use a lot of it. Either way, it blends in beautifully. I prefer my fingers with this to push it into the skin so it becomes one with the skin rather than just like a brush. But you don't have to, you can use a brush if you want. And I just, yeah, it evens out the tone, adds an extra layer of hydration and shine, and most importantly, the SPF. I'm gonna use a slightly different concealer today because I keep reaching for the same products. So I thought I'd switch it up a little bit with my collection. Going with this Arborian CC Eye Cream. This is a color correcting coverage cream. This is in the shade Door. And as you can see, when I put this on my eyes, it does come out white, which looks super scary. There is different shades to this, but as you start to blend, it just adjusts the pigments, kind of release. And I just pat this in and it's super hydrating, creamy. It gives me a really nice level of coverage, not too much, not too little. The less is more always for me at this age. So I actually prefer less coverage under my eyes, and I can always control that with other product if I need to. And yeah, you can see it just freshens the eye area up quite nicely. So for my eyes, I've really been enjoying super minimal basic matte cream eyeshadows, as you guys know. And I've really enjoyed these Morphe ones. I like my Merit ones, I like my NARS cream shadow sticks, Laura Mercier, Bobbi Brown, and I recently discovered these Morphe ones, which are way more affordable. So let's go in with this. This one's in the shade Chorus. Just gonna swirl a little bit around and then just brush it across my lid, and actually really just blending up and out. Like I don't want heavy amounts of saturation on my eyelids at the moment. I like a really soft, really pretty just wash, like a watercolor wash, just to open up the socket of my eye. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my Merit lip liner in Beverly Hills, just to add a bit more contour to my lip area because she's feeling a bit bare right now. If you're still watching this video, I'm also going to be in-depthly showing you the back of my legs and my bum with cellulite, because I'm on a journey to reducing the appearance of that, and I will go into depth on how that kind of happens as well. So stay tuned because it's going to be at the end of this video. We'll keep tabs on how that changes over the next few weeks. And if there's anything that I think works miraculously, then we'll go into it. I got sent the cutest PR parcel from Say. I love Say. And because they've launched new blushes and they've launched new lip glosses, I'm going to use some in today's video. Just so you can see what they look like on the skin. And they're very fresh and exciting. These are all the new products. We've got 3 new blush shades. We have some really beautiful wearable shades here. This one is Flirty. It's a really nice like watermelon colour. I think I might use this today. We've got Lady, which is a really nice everyday pinky nude. And then we also have Hottie, which is this gorgeous like peach pomelo shade, which I'm obsessed with. They all come with matching lip glosses, and their lip glosses, if you've never tried Say, are my favourite type of formula. They are gorgeous. They really hydrate the lips as well. I mean, just look at those shades. They are so amazing. So we've got Bubble. I mean, how cute is that colour? I might use that. I don't know. We've got Burst, which is this beautiful pink shade. And then we've also got Splash, which is this gorgeous like peach shade as well. This watermelon shade, because I'm just really, really intrigued by it. I think I'm just going to do a couple of little dots. I know how pigmented Say is, but I want plenty of pigment on the cheeks. I've got freshly cleaned brushes, so let's dive in. So I'm just going to start patting this. This is from Hourglass, this brush. I get questions about this all the time. It's dual ended, and they do dupes as well. I think you can get them on TikTok or whatever, but there is like a dupe for this, but this brush itself is gorgeous. So that's the colour just buffed out on the cheek. I'm going to go in with a bit more. I want enough pigment right on the apple because we're summery vibes today. Very fresh. Oh, I feel so summery and so nice. I'm not going to go in with any mascara today, but I am going to show you one thing I did get. It is this heated lash curler, which I saw someone talking about. I can't remember who it was, but I thought this was a really genius idea. So I've been using this on my lashes. I just set it at the optimal temperature. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute to heat up, and then I just go in and curl my lashes. I've been preferring this once applying lash serum just to create that lift without having to go in with mascara. And honestly, when I do go in with mascara, my lashes are so long. So I'm going to leave it a couple more seconds just to heat up, and then I'm going to show you how I do it and how it looks on the face. I lift and press. So I look down and just press it like that. So you can see how it's starting to lift them. Because it's heated, it's almost like curling your hair. It's like curling your lashes. And it will hold in that position. Don't touch it on the skin though, because you don't want to burn the skin. But I just press it onto the roots of the lashes and look down, so there's a bit more pressure on the lash. And straight away, can you see how lifted that is? Now, the next thing I like to do is go in with a lash curler as they're heated. So like this. Right at the roots and curl. Hold the curl for a couple of seconds so they're super curled, and then I go back in with the heated lash curler just to kind of really set them in place like this. And honestly, this has been lasting me all day, sometimes even into the next day without mascara on. My lashes is still held like this, like super lifted. It looks like I've got mascara on, but I haven't. So that's the lashes. That's what I've been doing and really enjoying. And I think when you're a little bit more mature as well, I think just having that lift really can just open the eyes up, make you look youthful, more awake. So if you don't want to use that or you don't have that, then by all means just use the lash curler and some mascara, but it keeps the lashes a little bit healthier by avoiding taking off the mascara. So I'm gonna go in now with a gloss. We've done our lip liner, and I think I'm gonna go in and try this gloss in Bubble. I'm really intrigued by it, so let's try. Ooh, okay, cute. This is a really pretty. It's a really nice pinky beigey nude. It's like the perfect tone. I wish they did an actual like lipstick colour this shade as well. That is really nice. Okay, Bubble. Oh my god, it's the cutest. Yeah, I'm obsessed. It's fire. My hair down just for the final shot. I mean, I've done a very minimal look today. We haven't got a lot going on. My personal preference, I mean, you can go in and add a few little freckles to the skin. That will just give you a little bit more of that like natural sun flush. If you're 30 and over, you may already have natural dark spots and pigmentation, which may be something we need to work on actually, because with freckles you want to kind of control them a little bit. But it's just a side note, if you have blemishes or spots, another great tip is to put a little freckle mark on with like a brow pencil or a freckle pen and just blend it out with your finger, and it looks more like a natural sunspot, a freckle, whatever, so it doesn't look like an acne spot, a blemish, all that. I'm gonna talk about the back of my legs cellulite vibes now. I don't think I've got the worst cellulite in the world, I'm not saying I have, but it is something I've noticed specifically with a lack of exercise and diet that I've been doing in the last 12 months, that it has really shown up, and I know some people are way more prone to it than others. So like I say, I'm not the worst, but it's just things I've been trying, and hopefully we'll see progress. I'll keep posted. So okay, this is up close and personal, but this is currently my legs at the back. You can see that it's not the worst at all by any means, but there is like cellulite there, and I'm trying to get rid of it or like reduce the appearance of it somewhat. So the first thing I have been using is this by Foreo, and this is a body something or other, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll leave it all down below linked. And this is a microcurrent device that helps to tighten and firm the skin, which therefore in turn will help with the appearance of cellulite. And have this conductive gel that I got off Amazon, super cheap, and I just make sure I completely saturate the area because otherwise it does really hurt. So I put plenty on the back of my legs, my bum, especially down here because it's quite bad like further down my leg. And then I turn this on, so it's on, now you can hear the vibrations. And then the aim is just to press and lift. I do it really slowly so it has time to work, and you will feel like this kind of tingling sensation on the back of the legs. It feels kind of like needles, very mildly, but that's also very normal, so like don't panic. Okay, so if you can tense your like muscle, I mean I've been going to the gym and doing Pilates, but it really helps to kind of tense that muscle. And I just work back and forth, and I just do this every other day on my legs for like 10 minutes a day, just to really help. And it's I've already seen in like a first few like weeks a bit of a difference already, to be fair, along with stretching and going to the gym and the other things I'll show you. This has been really good, but it's very expensive. And then two other products I've been using are these fascia blasters. You can get them on Amazon. I use both of them. So I'm going to start with this one, which again, it breaks down those kind of like fat cells between the net. I don't know how to explain it, I'm not the best, but you get the idea. And it kind of feels really nice. You just rub it on your legs. You can bruise from this if you press too hard, so just be careful. Doesn't hurt, it kind of feels really nice, I won't lie. And the aim is to kind of tighten the skin, it's to loosen the knots in the skin that can create that cellulite appearance. So I do this almost every day, sometimes twice a day, and you do it on relaxed legs, you do it on like tensed muscles, do it on the top, you can do it on the side, you can do it on the bum, and yeah, it's actually a really nice feeling, especially if you go to the gym. And foam rolling is also really good for this. And with this, it's like a quartz, again from Amazon, and I just go across, don't press really hard on this, like that, and then up as well, and just, you want to go all the way around the leg. Moisturizer on. This moisturizer has been toning the skin on my legs, and it actually has made quite a difference. It also makes it really hydrated, super soft, smooth. Really been enjoying it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on like that. Helps it just glide a little bit easier. Use two hands because I can press a bit harder with this one. You want to kind of go side to side like that, and then up and down, and it's just going to help to tone the skin and the legs up, which is what I've been doing. I know this is super random, but I feel like I have to share this because it's made a difference for me already, and it's only been like a week or so for me using it, so I feel like after a month or so this could be quite transformative, and you have to be consistent, otherwise it's just not going to work. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope that this was, again, I hope all my content's valuable and useful in some way for you guys. I don't want it to be a repetitive thing. I want it to be informative. In every video you learn something a little bit different. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your cellulite busting methods are. I know diet has a huge part to play in this. I know genetics does. I know exercise and muscle building does. Like, all of those things are relevant. But these things I just help alongside, I guess. I'm very warm because it's so hot today. As you can see, I'm so out of breath from that. I'd love to know your favourite products for your skin over 30 in the comment section below. And also any of your like cellulite busting tricks and tips would be also really great to pop below. And I'll see you in another video very soon.